Okay guys, welcome to Dr. Lou's Low Carb Diets. I'm Dr. Lou. Now, what we're looking at today is we're looking at fat loss. So we want to know what amount of fat you will lose on a keto diet. So first of all, you have to assume you've done it properly. If you don't do keto properly, so you cheat or do something that's not going to, work, then forget it. If you do it properly, this will be pretty much the weight you lose. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start actually on week 2. Now, why do I start on week 2? Because I can tell you drop a phenomenal amount of water in week 1. And so you only burn about maybe half a pound to a pound of fat in that 1 week period. And that's very low for keto. So most of it is water weight, because it takes about 4 days to get into ketosis. And then you have to wait for a week to get fully adapted into ketosis. So that's why it takes, it's best always to discount week 1 because you just take off about half a pound or a pound of fat. Now that you're in fat burning, you're not fully adapted, that works for you because you burn fat inefficiently, which means you lose a lot of fat. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off and we're going to go through and look at what type of activity level you are. So your activity is quite important on how you're going to, contribute to ketosis and burning your fat. And when I say ketosis, it's because fat so fat gets broken down. It comes from your adipose fat tissue. Lipolysis happens. You break that fat up, triglycerides, and then it gets broken into fatty acids and glycerin. You use those fatty acids, you take them off and burn them in most of the body, part of your bodies. But you want super clean energy for your brain and other special parts that you want clean, stable, excellent energy. So you send a lot of them off to your liver, you change them into ketones, and then you send beta hydroxybutyrate, one of them specifically, off to be burnt, for example, in your brain where fatty acids can't go, and you get fantastic high quality energy for your brain, and that's why you focus a lot in ketosis. So that's the main idea. And so we know that you're burning fat or you're turning it into ketones and burning it. So you're burning it completely. So let's have a look. So this is week 2. So week 2, fat loss, no water. So we're just looking at what fat you're going to lose. So true fat loss ranges by activity level. So how active are you? So week 1 was mostly water weight, largely gone, half a pound to a pound. You can put that in your book if you want. So if you have a low sedentary lifestyle, minimum movement, very lazy on the couch all the time, you're going to lose 0.4 to 0.8 kg. So that's obviously you can convert that into pounds, yes. So the main idea there is you've got under just a 1 kg gone in the second week. Okay, and don't forget you're not doing anything. You're sitting on the couch. You're very lazy. That's what will happen. Now, light activity, so daily walking, general movement. So go up, clean the house, do some activity, run up and down the stairs for a little bit. Maybe that'll help really boost it. Go for a long walk. Long walks will do it as well. So do a decent walk, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, an hour and 20, perfect. Now, what you can see here, it's you'll lose 0.6 to 1.2 kg in week 2. So that's good, right? So moving on, moderate activity. Now, treadmill, running on a treadmill or any type of running, cardio a few times per week. If you're running on a treadmill several times a week, which I do sometimes, I like to go for a run on a treadmill. I do a fast walk with speed 6, and then what I do is I run for 3.5 minutes, which is for 1.5 minutes. Each time, so 1.5 minutes at the beginning, 2 minutes at the end, and I do that on purpose to spring up my metabolism. So I spring it up for the run and I slow it right down again, but my metabolism's high, and as it slowly comes back down again at the end, I run again, shoot it up, so when I'm walking around afterwards the metabolism is still high, coming down from high, so you burn the maximum amount of ketones and fat. So what you can see here is you get 1 to 2 kg, and that is definite if you're at that level. So when I'm doing it, I lose about that amount of fat in that week when I'm doing the treadmill, about 1 to 2 kgs per week. Now, High activity, regular cardio plus active lifestyle, 1.5 to 2.5 kg a week, guaranteed. Now I haven't put in there very high because I think that's kind of pushing it, and I don't want to say to anyone who's not an athlete or really healthy to go and do that. So I'd say this is pretty cool. Sometimes I do high activity, sometimes I'll do a run, 9 runs a week, and that's when I'm feeling really wanting to do a lot of treadmill or running. So again, that's really conducive to lose a lot of weight. So what to expect? Fat loss starts, real progress begins, steady loss slower than week 1. So activity matters, more movement equals faster loss. Fluctuations normal, scale varies daily, and lower hunger easier to stay consistent. So don't forget you've lost a lot of weight, water weight in the first week, and now you're losing pure fat weight this week. So from week 2, true fat loss tracking. This is where you can start going, this is a lot of fat loss now. Okay guys, so that's week 2. Let's look at the next period. So now we have the period week 3, fat adaptation. So you can adapt to fat here. Again, it's very early, usually it's 4 to 6 weeks. What we can see here on keto, 10 to 20 grams a day. Obviously you have the carbs. Week 2, complete fat loss underway. So fat burning improves, 1 to 2 kg, usually true fat loss per week. Body becoming efficient at using fat for fuel. So it's literally becoming efficient, you're adapting. Usually it's week 4 or 6 that you adapt, and sometimes it can be later. Okay, so again, week 3, low sedentary, a minimum movement, 0.4 to 0.8 kg. Light activity, so daily walking, general movement, 0.6 to 1.2 kg. Moderate activity, treadmill, cardio a few times a week, 1 to 2 kg a week. And high activity, regular cardio, active lifestyle, 1.5 to 2.5 kg a week. Now, these are all 100% true normal figures. Yes, this is what you should be expecting. If you're not, you need to use your urinalysis or a blood meter or a breathalyzer to check why. If you're in ketosis, that's what you should be doing. You should be in 1.5 to about 3. That's what you'll be losing. Now, what to expect? Energy improves, less fatigue, more stable, mental clarity, focus starts increasing, that's the ketones. Better fat burning, body uses fat more efficiently. Lower hunger, cravings reduced further, performance returns, workouts feel easier. So now you're getting so adapted, it's getting easy. Week 3, fat adaptation kicks in. This is where keto starts to feel easier. So guys, that's week 3. Now, let's look at the next period. So now we're going to understand when you come into week 4. So week 4 on keto. So what do we have? Again, we have week 4, week 3 is complete. We're on week 4, fat adaptation achieved. And usually this is where you get adapted, can be longer. So consistent fat loss continues, about 0.7 to 1.5 kg on average. You've got true fat loss as well, it's not water. And this is the consistency phase where results compound. So now it's really getting better. So a low sedentary lifestyle. If you have a low sedentary lifestyle, no activity, you get 0.3 to 0.6 kg lost. Light activity is 0.5 to 1 kg. Moderate activity is 0.8 to 1.5 kg, and high activity is 1.2 to 2 kg. So you'll notice it's gone down a little bit because you've become fat adapted. So that's why I cycle my diet. So I get to, there's several reasons why I do a cyclical ketosis. And you can see that in my other videos. There's a purpose to it because it kicks you back out of fat adaptation, brings you back to start again to burn fat inefficiently and lose more weight in those first 3 weeks. And at the same time, it's to help with your health on combating a certain few things, and you can look on that and you can go back and see what are the problems of a keto diet sometimes. So what have we got here? So we've got consistent results, fat loss becomes predictable, steady energy, stable all day, no crashes. That's all fantastic. Mental clarity peaks, focus, mood and motivation high, better performance, stronger workouts, faster recovery, hunger under control, easier to maintain a calorie deficit. So that was actually fantastic. Here we go. Week 4 equals consistency, builds results, stay consistent, trust the process, keep winning. So now you're adapted, but that's still great because you've gone through the massive fat loss and now you're getting still tons of fat loss, and because you're adapted, so it's great. So you're going to lose always a lot of fat every week, especially if you have high activity. So moving on now, guys. So the next period now, we're going to have a look at a jump. So what we have here, so we're going to look at week 5. So on week 5, deep ketosis. You're fully fat adapted now, about 0.7 to 1.5 on average loss per week. We're going to look at the activities now. So low sedentary, minimum movement will be about 0.3 to 0.6, light activity 0.5 to 1 kg, moderate activity 0.8 to 1.5 kg, and high activity 1.2 to 2 kg. So what to expect? Visible changes. You're going to see a massive difference in yourself and your clothes. So body composition starts improving. Fat burning machine. Body runs efficiently on fat. Focus and mood high. Mental clarity at its best. Strength maintained and performance stable or improving. Hunger very low. Easier to stay in a calorie deficit. So this is the main idea, guys. We understand that that's exactly what's happening, and that's week 5. Progress becomes visible. So it's really now you're continuing fat adaptation and you have lost a ton of weight. It's all compounded, and we're actually easily gone ahead and made a fantastic dent in our health. We've made it awesome. We've made the difference. Okay, so keep going, and so we move on now to week 6, sorry. So week 6 now we move on to. So week 6 here, we've got peak fat loss. What's happening now? You're deep in ketosis, you've achieved it. It's 0.8 to 1.8 kg lost on the week on average. You've got here different activities. You're fully fat adapted. Your body is fat burning machine and you're losing it rapidly. So low sedentary 0.3 to 0.6, light activity 0.5 to 1, moderate activity 0.8 to 1.5, and high activity 1.3 to 2.2. So guys, now your body's accepted it, you're in it, you're adapted, you are burning that fat off. So week 6, peak fat loss phase. You've done the work, now your body delivers. So you've got a fantastic loss, you're looking excellent, you're feeling great, you're focused, well done. Now, what to expect? Max fat loss. The body is optimized to burn fat. Consistent results, steady, sustainable fat loss. Mental sharpness, focus, memory, and clarity at their best. Okay? Strength preserved, lean muscle stays strong with proper protein, and hunger is minimal, appetite is low, and easy to manage. So guys, you understand that it's been easy to be able to maintain, and we've done our job. You've got onto the best fat burning. It's week 6 and you're burning tons of fat. So your peak fat loss, you've done the work and your body's delivered. Well done. So that's pretty much the end of it, guys. What I've done here, if you want to take a screenshot, you can see I've compiled the fat loss for all the different activities over the 6-week period. So you can see here, it just starts off week phase, low sedentary, light activity, moderate activity, and high activity. And then you have the accumulation. So look at the totals there. So if you do it properly, ketosis, sedentary, after 6 weeks, you'll lose 2.2 to 4.4 kg. Light activity, you will lose 3.4 to 6.6 kg. Now, moderate activity, 5.4 to 10.3 kg. That's no kidding, guys. That's after 6 weeks, a month and a half. So, looking at high activity, 7.9 to 13.2 kg. And that's true fat loss. So you have now become a massive fat burning machine. You would have lost tons of weight in a month and a half if you stick it out, if you're true to the ketosis. You've done it, guys. You've won. And what you can do now is you can either cycle out and go back out, break it from 2 days to 4 days or so, then go back on it again and continue the cycle. Or you can continue and try to push to hopefully not get too adapted, because you can slow right down in fat burning, especially if your body gets worried you lost too much weight. So you have to be very careful with that. And so again, if you cycle, you kick it back into fat burning, out and in again, and you lose a lot of weight again, and you help get rid of any what we call senescence cells. And if you want to know that, go look at my video on it. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Thumbs up, please, guys, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.